on your side. This is WNCT 9 News at 6.
Outside today, we had some cloud cover at times, some sunshine at times, but enough sunshine to get us into the mid-60s for daytime highs. Now, the sun is obviously set, so we're cooling down now. 57 degrees in Greenville, 56 in Washington, still in the 60s in Goldsboro, Kenansville, and Jacksonville, but they too will be cooling down efficiently. The only rainfall locally is to be found out near the Outer Banks tonight, and even there the coverage is limited. Some big thunderstorms, though, off to the west. Severe weather covering several states, including western Tennessee down into Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, with tornado watches and warnings in effect. That front will weaken as it moves our way tomorrow, but we're going to see a warm day of weather, highs in the 70s. We'll talk about it coming up. The longest running newscast in the East starts now.
Now at 6, a Jones County man is picking up the pieces after a house fire took his most precious belongings. I'm Cheyenne Pagan with more about his story and how the community has been stepping up to help.
Plus, one school system in the East is getting more security on their campuses, how it'll help ease the rising safety concerns.
And the race for the governor's mansion in 2024 is officially underway. Who's jumping in early and how it could impact your vote. And that's where we begin here on your local election headquarters. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Angie Casada. Thanks for joining us. Experts say you usually don't see announcements until much later in the year before an election. But Democratic Attorney General Josh Stein says he thinks it's the right time. He's announcing his candidacy in this video message. In it, he highlights his record supporting abortion rights, securing large opioid settlements, and defending civil rights. He's also already going after possible opponent Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. Political experts say this race will be, quote, bare-knuckled.
Ripped the Band-Aid off and said, you know, we know what this election is going to be about. I think Stein knows what he's going to be up against and know what he needs to do. Now, whether he can pull it off, lots going to depend on who's at the top of the ticket in the 2024 presidential campaign. But, you know, Stein is seasoned.
Of course, Governor Roy Cooper can't run for re-election, but Cooper is still speaking highly of Stein tonight.
Josh Stein has been an amazing Attorney General, working closely with us, protecting consumers, fighting the opioid scourge. I'm going to concentrate over the next 2 years doing the job that I can. Josh has a bright future, and we'll be talking about that a little later.
Now, Governor Cooper says he'll probably make an endorsement in the race later on.
So who is Josh Stein? We're digging deeper into the current Attorney General. He grew up in Charlotte and Chapel Hill before heading to Dartmouth College for undergraduate. He then went to Harvard Law School as well as Harvard's Kennedy School of Government. He became a state senator back in 2009, representing North Carolina's 16th district. Then in 2016, he was elected as our state's 50th Attorney General.
And Josh Stein might not be the only Democratic candidate to jump into the race. Recent polling from Carolina Forward shows people across the state also like former Health and Human Services Secretary Mandy Cohen. She has not publicly expressed any interest in running. Current Congressman Jeff Jackson from Charlotte is also a favorite to run.
Meanwhile, on the Republican side, that polling finds Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is leading to be his party's nominee. 54% of people say they'd pick him. Robinson, though, says he's, quote, 95% sure he's running. Carolina Forward says this is largely about name recognition this early on, and the lieutenant governor has been crisscrossing the state for quite a while.
You hear this from Republican county chairs all the time. He's here, he's there, he's doing events basically every week, every weekend. He's everywhere. He's been, to his credit, been working really hard, pounding the pavement to make his space seen in a lot of these counties. You really haven't seen any of the Democratic candidates really doing that.
U.S. Senator Tom Tillis and State Treasurer Dale Folwell also got votes in the recent Republican polling.
And with these possible candidates, experts are also saying they expect the governor's race to be very expensive and a key focus for both parties.
Closeness of all elections and the fact that there is no Governor Cooper-like candidate on the ballot means we're going to have a very expensive, hotly contested race.
In last year's midterm race for Senate, according to campaign spending trackers, Democrat Sherry Beasley and Republican Ted Budd spent more than $90 million.
And this race is just getting started. There's a long way to go. You can see right there on your screen, 657 days until you can go out and vote on Election Day and that first Tuesday in November in 2024.
Yeah, and while we wait for that election day, we want to hear from you tonight. In our Vote Now on 9 poll, we're asking how many other candidates do you think will jump in the race for governor? To vote, you can just pull out your cell phone and use your camera to scan that QR code there at the bottom of your screen. You can also check out the free 9 on your side mobile app and find Vote Now on 9 in the menu, or you can head over to WNCT.com/vote and you can see more of these results tonight on your late news right here on WNCT.
In other state news tonight, another power substation comes under attack, this time in Randolph County. The sheriff's office there says the substation in Thomasville was hit by gunfire early Tuesday morning. The 1,500 people who rely on it for power, though, did not lose electricity. Investigators say it's too early to know if this was done on purpose. Deputies had already increased patrols around substations in Randolph County. And police are now stepping up patrols around power grids all across the state after those several recent attacks. That includes in Moore County, where a Duke Energy substation was attacked in December. Deputies there say they are determined to find the gunman behind the attack. Energy companies say they're also adding more security precautions.
Catalytic converter thefts are on the rise across the country, including right here in the East. A report by the National Insurance Crime Bureau shows that nearly 80,000 converters were stolen. In Onzo County last year, a catalytic converter raid put 27 people behind bars. Today, 9 on Your Side spoke with Onzo County Sheriff Chris Thomas about this ongoing issue.
The day we did the original raid, we got over 600 catalytic converters that day. So it has still slowed down, but it's starting to try to pick back up on us a little bit. The hot spots for them right now seem to be the Richlands area and then the Sneeze Ferry area.
Thomas adds since July, they've had about 57 reported converter thefts.
A Jones County man is healing tonight after losing his house and pets in a fire outside of Trenton just 1 week ago. Now to your side, Cheyenne Pagan spoke with him today about the loss and how the community is stepping up to help. She joins us now live just outside of his home with more. Cheyenne.
Charred remains are all that's left of James Hall's home. Now he's learning to cope with not only that, but the loss of his animals too. He says he is trying to piece together all that's left of the home and losing his 17 pets. James is an avid animal lover who rescued each of the pets for different reasons. He says his life changed when he learned that crews responded to his home that Wednesday.
It's been the hardest of my life. Nothing has ever come close to how hurt I am. I'll never be the same. It's just broken me. The loss at once is just so overwhelming.
Only 3 dogs and 1 badly injured cat remain as James works to move forward with them. He's grateful for those who have been praying and sending donations his way. The cause of the fire is still unknown. If you would like to donate to James's GoFundMe, we'll have a link posted at WNCT.com. Live in Jones County, Cheyenne Pagan 9 on your side.
Cheyenne, thank you. Less than 2 weeks after a 6-year-old student shot his teacher in Newport News, Virginia, teachers, parents, and even students are speaking out to the Newport News School Board. They're concerned over safety in schools and the lack of support from administration when it comes to punishing bad behavior.
And our students do not wonder if there will be another school shooting. They wonder when and where.
I want behaviors held accountable. I want change. I don't want to have a family dinner where I talk about where my kids will hide in their school. I would rather be discussing archery practice or listening to the adventures of a 4th grade safety patrol.
The board is putting the agenda on hold, and we'll hear more from those concerned at a later meeting.
And back here in the East, the Pamlico County school system will put resource officers in each of their 4 schools. The system was awarded a grant to help cover salaries, and the county matched it for expenses like training and gear. The superintendent there says they're glad to have more help on hand.
I think that being proactive instead of reactive to things that could potentially happen in the schools, not to mention the relationship building that we could have between the sheriff's department and the students, we're really excited about that.
Superintendent Jackson also says they're looking to get those spots filled as soon as possible, hopefully within the next month.
And in Lenoir County, the school system there is getting more help to improve their mission and goals. Today, the Lenoir County Education Foundation awarded more than $24,000 to 10 schools across the district. The program is to support awareness efforts in schools. Teachers say this funding will help not only in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom.
I was so excited. I actually watched them come in through the front office and was sitting there wondering, did I win a grant? Did I win a grant? So when my name was called, I was really excited, especially because I know how much a field trip can make a difference for our students here in Lenoir County.
Lenoir County officials say 56 classrooms are getting grants to help make the school system better.
Still ahead on WNCT 9 News at 6, a new campaign is underway in Pitt County, how it's aiming to keep the county clean.
Also coming up next, your complete Storm Team 9 7-day forecast. The weekend is almost here. Temperature readings are going to be all over the place, but what about rain potential? We'll talk about it next.